Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Outlook Report. I'm James Preston reporting live from Kalkine's studios in Sydney. Despite a mixed session from Wall Street overnight, the ASX is tipped to rise this morning. With that said, the SPI futures are pointing to a fall of 6 points, however. Yesterday marked the third consecutive day of loss for the ASX, and that was despite a positive lead from Wall Street in addition to a stronger than expected employment data report. At the closing bell, the S&P ASX 200 finished the day down by 0.4% to 7,295.7 points. The poor finish was due in no small part to the nosedive of CSL. The biotech giant sold a large holding of cheap new shares to help fund a takeover of pharmaceutical group Vifor Pharma. 6 of 11 sectors were lower, along with the ASX 200 index on Thursday. Information technology was the best performing sector, gaining 2.07%, whilst healthcare was the worst performing sector, falling by 5.07%. The best performing stock in the S&P ASX 200 was Mesoblast, closing 10.9% higher at $1.48 apiece. It was followed by shares in WiseTech Global and Lifestyle Communit. The worst performing stock in the S&P ASX 200 was CSL, closing 8.2% lower at $273 per share. It was followed by shares in Champion Iron and also Life 360. A number of ASX 200 listed companies, including banking giant National Australia Bank and agricultural chemicals companies Incitec, Pivot and also Nufarm, are all scheduled to hold their annual general meetings today. In terms of headline makers, Downer EDI Limited has announced the completion of the sale of its open cut mining east business to Buma Australia Pty Limited. As announced previously, Downer will receive approximately $150 million in cash proceeds from the transaction, subject to completion adjustments. The CEO of Downer, Grant Fenn, said the sale of Open Cut Mining East was the final transaction in Downer's divestment of its mining portfolio of businesses. Together with the previously announced mining and laundries transactions, total proceeds from Downer's divestment program amount to $778 million. And Sonic Healthcare has acquired 100% of ProPath, a high-quality, medically-led anatomical pathology company based in Dallas, Texas. ProPath's annual revenue is around $110 million US, and it serves over 1,000 physicians and more than 20 hospital groups across 45 states. The US anatomical pathology market is estimated to be in excess of $10 billion US per year, and Sonic is already one of the largest participants following previous acquisitions, including the Aurora Diagnostics transaction in 2019. All right, time now for a very short break before we take a look at the performance of international markets, oil and crypto. Hi there, James Preston for Kalkine TV. Are you into gaming and virtual reality? Does AI and the endless possibilities it entails capture your interest? Or are you constantly trawling through the web to try and discover the latest updates and innovations in the tech space? Well, let us do the work for you. From the latest product launches to shocking affairs on the World Wide Web, exclusive interviews and information about the top companies like Apple and Google to brand new tech startups vying for your attention. Kalkine's Tech Beat has the latest in what matters in the world of technology. Join me every single Thursday on the Tech Beat, exclusive to Kalkine TV. Welcome back to the Morning Outlook. Great to have your company. Let's now take a look at the performance of overseas markets before we assess the Aussie dollar. US markets saw a mixed session overnight after investors soaked up the news that the US Federal Reserve would be winding back stimulus payments. Inflation continues to be an issue in the US, with the central bank saying it expects rate hikes to occur 3 times next year. All 3 major exchanges experienced losses. The Dow Jones dropped by 0.08%, the S&P dipped by 0.87%, and the Nasdaq lost heavily, falling by 2.47%. As for Asian markets, Japan's gained 1.9%, Hong Kong's Hang Seng lost 0.6%, and China's Shanghai Composite also gained 0.4%. European markets were seeing green, with the FTSE 100 gaining 1.25%, France's CAC 40 also jumped by 1.12%, and the German DAX enjoyed a 1.03% increase. As for the Aussie dollar, it dropped by 0.04% and is trading at 71.82 US cents at present. Oil prices have risen as a result of record US implied demand and falling crude stockpiles. WTI settled 2.13% higher at $72.38 a barrel, and Brent settled up by 1.54% at $75.02 a barrel. Gold prices also saw improvements following a weakening of the US dollar. US gold futures jumped 1.9% to $1,797.40. Meanwhile, China churned out 946.36 million tonnes of the metal during January to November, down 2.6% from the same period last year, in an accelerating decline driven by strict output curtailment. And lastly, in the crypto space, Bitcoin has still been unable to break through the 50,000 US barrier. At the time of writing, Bitcoin is trading at $47,940.27, falling 2% in the past 24 hours. All right, that's all for this edition of the Morning Outlook. Have a great day trading and make sure to keep it locked on Kalkine TV for the latest market insights and business news. I'm James Preston, reporting for Kalkine.